So to start us off, can you share with us just a bit about your journey? What led you to Reiki and the angelic communication?
Through my whole life, I've always found myself in the position where people would come to me and ask me for advice. I became a school teacher, so I taught kids for 32 years and I trained a lot of new teachers. And all along the way, I always knew that my path was to become a healer in a different, deeper way.
That are new to Reiki.
Mhm.
How would you describe it?
And I'm putting my hands on chakra points on someone's body, and they are feeling a physical shift from the Reiki. It's easy to learn, and the more you use it, the more clear you get as a healer, and the more powerful your Reiki gets.
Welcome back to the Healing You Method podcast. I'm Gloria Lybecker here with my co-host, Gail Donahue. And together we explore the neurobiology of trauma, healing, and transformation, and how to live from a place of embodied wisdom.
And today we're joined by a very special guest, Rosemary DeTrolio. Rosemary is a transformational life coach, Reiki Master Teacher, Angelic channeler, podcaster of the Lightwalker's Path, Grow Your Spirit with Rosemary, as well as an author and teacher. She brings forward profound ways of connecting with divine messengers, opening to angelic communication, and supporting others to walk a path of light, hope, and healing.
Oh, and we are so honored to welcome you, Rosemary. So,
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and you
uh,
two are a blessing. And I think with all of us together, we're going to hopefully shift people so that they can find their joy and their light as well.
hmm.
I'm very thrilled to be here. Thank you.
Yeah. So to start us off, can you share with us just a bit about your journey? What led you to Reiki and the angelic communication and the transformational path that you now are walking?
Yes. So let me see where I can start this. I think I've always been set in life as the helper and the healer. And I think it came really early. I had lost a sister to cancer when I was a child, and I was the baby. And of course, what do babies do? They want everybody to smile and be happy. So, me being the third child, that kind of became hardwired in my brain that I'm supposed to help people and keep them happy and guide them. Now, that was really young. Through my whole life, I've always found myself in the position where people would come to me and ask me for advice. I became a school teacher, so I taught kids for 32 years and I trained a lot of new teachers. And all along the way, I always knew that my path was to become a healer in a different, deeper way.
Mm.
So in my 30s, I went for a master's program for education. And one of the last classes I took was stress management for children, which was great because it's something that I always found, needed for young children that you can shift them early. So during this course, it was a silent day. I walked around campus. We were told not to look at anybody, not to talk to anybody. And of course, for someone who likes to smile at people and be friendly, this was really frustrating for me. So what I did was I just said, okay, I'm just going to go with this. So I started walking around, and all of a sudden I started seeing energy fields around things. And I'm
Oh.
like, this is weird. Like I've never seen it. I've always felt it, but never saw it. So I went back in the room and I looked at the people and I saw a woman with a bright green aura. And green is the color of the heart chakra and is the color of a healer. So I said to her, "Can you tell me something about what you do for a living?" She goes, "Oh, I'm a nurse." So like I knew it was a hit. So that night I went home and I sat at my computer and I said, "God, is there anything I'm supposed to be doing that I'm not doing right now?" And that's when Angel Uriel stepped in and told me. And I was like, oh my gosh. I felt a searing heat run through my body. And I was given my first angel message back in 1993. So that's kind
Wow.
of the start of this whole thread that we call my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. What a story of a thread of, and so would you say that that was the first real transformational event that changed
Um,
everything for you?
I think it was the one that really, really inspired me to start my business. It wasn't the first thing because I've
Mm.
always been so connected. I had a lot of people tell me, "Oh, you must be psychic." And I'm like, "No, I'm not psychic. I just know stuff." You know, and it was just always natural for me to kind of know how someone was feeling without them saying. So it just became kind of the thing that I did. And I thought everybody did it. It wasn't anything unusual. It's the way I was.
Mm.
So when I learned Reiki, and that was in 1996, I had already been channeling for a couple years. And that really was the kicker that set me right over the field goal because I knew right then that I could help people in a different way. And that's when I
Yeah.
started my business.
Well,
Wow.
for those that are new to Reiki,
Mhm.
how would you describe it?
Okay, I would describe it as energy. Now, it is supposed to have no religious affiliation. However, because I pray and I believe in God, I know where it comes from.
Mm.
However, you can call it universal life force, you can call it energy field. But as the healer or the person that's doing the Reiki is placing hands, my hands are heating up and I'm putting my hands on chakra points on someone's body, and they are feeling a physical
Mm.
shift from the Reiki. It's easy to learn, and the more you use it, the more clear you get as a healer, and the more powerful your Reiki gets.
Mm.
I've trained a lot of doctors and nurses too. So it's
That's
it's out there, and thank goodness you have finally reached like the mainstream medical. So that's really cool.
that
Yeah.
is.
Do you have with your years in training with it, then that sounds amazing that it's reached the mainstream.
Yeah.
Just a couple of examples of how that energy work really opened people to
Yeah.
their maybe their own transformation and
Yeah.
deeper alignment.
Yes. What comes to mind is I had a client back probably 15 years ago. And when I worked on her, she came to me because she had asthma and she was very nervous. And the minute I touched her, when you're touching someone and you're doing Reiki, you're also kind of in their energy field. So as an intuitive person, I often can see what's going on. So my hands were here, like on her at confidence point and on her heart. And all of a sudden, I felt like so I felt someone yelling at her. And then I saw a picture of a big man. And I didn't say anything because it's not my business. But after it, she said, "Oh my gosh," she goes, "when you were working at me, I kept imagining my husband screaming at me." And she said, I really can't take it anymore. I don't know what to do. So I just said, just relax and just let's see what happens. So I probably worked on her probably two more sessions after that. And by the third session, she had made a choice that she was going to leave her situation,
Mm.
and now she's single. And the strange thing about that too is like, as a person that works with other people, our integrity is such there where we are a conduit for healing. We are not the healer. I believe the energy of God and the body is the healer. We just put people in a place where they're safe enough to move past what's bothering them. And I
Mm.
think as light workers, that's our place. We're like the guidepost or the light, that says, "Okay, try over here. I think I can help you." And as helpers, we all do what we do. We all try it the way we know how, right?
Yeah, you said that you've helped people learn how to tap into this or to attune to the angelic or divine guidance in their own lives. Um,
Yes.
can you describe that a little bit about how you do that, or are there practices that you
Yes.
recommend for beginners?
Absolutely. So I developed a class way back after I was channeling and I was doing some talks in public. The angels came in really strong and they said, "Teach a man to fish." And I knew what that meant. That meant you have to show people how to do this directly for themselves so that I'm not like the Pez dispenser giving out answers. It's really in our free will to do. So one of the things I did is I developed an angel communication class, and I did this almost immediately as soon as I decided I was going to do my business. And one of the techniques that I teach people first is to ground their body like a tree, sending roots down. Surround your body with light, which is the light of I call it God, but you said the light of the creator, the light of energy that keeps us safe. Then say a protection practice or prayer. So mine is just let me be a blessing and light for other people. allow me to connect with my guardian angel for my highest good and the highest good of all that are present or all that are in my energy in my life. And then I
Beautiful.
wait. I ask a question and I wait, and then a consciousness stream comes in. So I teach people in the way that I have channeled. However, I've had really visual people. I had one lady that stands in my mind, a nurse, and she said, "I didn't get words, but I don't think I got anything." I said, "Really? Was happening when we were in that relaxed state?" "Oh, well, I saw a river and I saw rocks and I was trying to move past the rocks and they kept hitting me in the legs. I didn't know what to do." And she's going on and on. I'm like, "Well, listen," I said, "this is what I think you might have seen. Your life is that river, and these rocks are impeding you. But if you look at the water, it's going around the rocks, and you don't have to slam into the rock. You can go around it. You just have to have faith." And then her jaw dropped. She says, "Oh my gosh, that matches me so much." And it's cool. I had another woman who just felt like she was being hugged, and her deceased mother came in with her angel just to tell her, "I'm okay." And that was unusual. So I think, the angelic realm reaches us in the way that we're ready to understand it and ready to hear.
Well,
So
that,
yeah, it's easy to learn. It just takes a little practice.
well, yeah, actually, so that brings me that I'm really interested. So, what do you do to suggest to people to learn and integrate this into the spiritual practices into their daily living?
Beautiful. So there's a couple things that I do. So the first thing I would do is tell people to go outside with your shoes off and then
Mm,
just clear your body with the earth and just know that you're being cleared and ask, your faith, your higher power, please assist me in this journey. Okay, that would be the first thing.
mm,
I do like transformational talk sessions with people, and I'm not a counselor. I have 32 years in education. I have a master's degree, et cetera, all the sheepskins, right? And I've worked with people for a long time. But one of the things that you have to do is be in the mindset that you're going to allow this energy to help you. And don't do anything blindly. I always say if you get like a weird feeling and you're not comfortable, then back away, say a prayer, and go back to it another time when you feel clear. So
That's
the
good.
first thing would be grounding. The second would be to intentionally, with intention, state your intention to connect with your guardian angel and get more direct information because they do need permission. And the
mm,
third thing is if they're having trouble, they can sign up either for my workshop or for a one-to-one on Zoom where I can guide them. And I
Mhm.
have lots of free stuff on my website too, so they can also look at my other podcasts and read my books and lots of
Yeah.
ways I try to help people.
Yeah, sounds like you have a lot of resources available. So
Yeah,
what kind of shifts have you witnessed when people do then open to both the energy healing and the angelic guidance?
it's quite remarkable, and I will tell you that a lot of times, if someone has been in a negative mindset and they begin to shift into this energy of allowing this energy to clear them, a
Mhm.
lot of this old junk starts to kind of filter off, almost like an onion. We got layers, layers of childhood trauma, layers of this, layers of things we heard. Eventually it begins to clear. And when that clears, it's kind of like that glass of water that had dirt in it. All the junk kind of goes away, and you're seeing more clearly instead of
Mhm.
seeing the world through gray glasses. And once that happens, it begins to give a person hope to make change and to shift their life.
Mhm.
Without it, they're looking through dirty glasses, and it's very hard to be hopeful when you're covered with this old gunk that's been holding you back.
Yeah, so I'm hearing how when they practice this way of being, it
Yes,
really does support them then to begin to relate to themselves and to their whole life and the world even in a
absolutely.
completely different way, where they can come back to their true nature, perhaps.
I always say your authentic self. So
Mhm.
absolutely, when you find who you are and what the life lessons are that you came in, you begin to make that shift. And we all come in with life lessons to learn from so that we can shift. And those things are opportunities for soul growth. So I always say when you are more clear, again, you're going to see a pattern in your life. Like, what was my pattern? What did I learn? What did I even learn from the terrible things that happened? Like, where's my understanding of why I came in with the agreement that I was going to go through this terrible stuff? And
mm.
believe me, I think the people that go through trauma are very, very brave souls, and they are light workers. And they said,
Mhm.
"Oh yeah, sure, put me in. I'll do this, this, and that." And then they get here and like, "What the heck did I do?" Right?
What did I
But
sign up for?
brave
Yeah.
souls, brave souls.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
Uh,
interesting.
yeah.
I've got a curious question. I'm curious about, what you shared about what you could do with, as a daily practice. And you said to go outside and stand on the ground. Um,
Mhm.
what do you do if you, as we're going into fall and
Winter.
winter, when there might be snow on the ground or something.
Okay, I have a solution. So
Okay.
a couple of things that I love to do. Like I love salt baths because salt is very clearing, like Epsom salt, right? It clears your energy field. It puts you in a better state of resonance. And while you're in there, sometimes I'll meditate or I'll pray. Or the other thing I do is I like to go for walks around our town lake. And what I do is I do a gratitude halfway around and I pray on the other way around. So the first thing I'll be grateful for my life, my health, that I can walk around the lake, that I have my dog, that I have my family. And then the when I'm halfway through, then I bless people. All right, God, please bless the people, my people in my circle, my family, my husband, my friends. I'll go through a prayer practice, and then I'll say, "Let me be a blessing and light to anyone I'm in contact with, and allow me that honor to, be able to help people." And usually within an hour, somebody will call me and say, "Can I book a session?" And I know it's the angel setting me up.
Mm.
It's part of the journey.
Well,
So you were saying like you go outside and
You can
walk
go
at
outside,
the Epsom
or
bath.
if you're not an outdoor person, you could find a place. And what I like to do is you can dedicate a corner in the room with like a running water feature and some plants and maybe a sacred rock, your Bible, whatever it is that calls to your soul. And you can meditate there. And the more that you meditate or work in one area, that area becomes charged with energy. Like my healing office, people don't want to leave because it's got such good vibes in there. So
yes.
wherever you are doing your spiritual practice, it lifts the vibration of the energy in that space and helps you to be present with it.
Oh, cool. I
Yeah.
I got one more question because it's
Sure, go
interesting.
ahead.
Um, is it important that it's away from other technology? If you wanted to do that and
Um,
establish it, should it be away from your
I
computer and your mom?
Yes, I think so for a couple reasons. Like when I'm teaching people, for instance, long distance Reiki, and I'll say, bring a photo. I'm going to teach you how to send healing back to your younger self when we do long distance
Mm,
Reiki. Well, they'd say, can it be on my phone? Well, it could be, but I don't want it to be. So make a print of it because I don't want any energies interfering. And of course, we have a lot of ambient energies that we don't see. So one of the practices I like to do, and this is very easy, is that you sage the space that you're in. You sage yourself, clear off your energy field, and then you smudge the room, and then you open windows and let it breathe. And one of the things that does is it clears ambient energy from a room that might have been stuck there from the people that have been in that room. So it just kind of raises the vibration without doing anything dramatic. If you don't
Yeah.
like sage, you can use a tuning fork or a bell with very
Mm.
high frequency of vibration or a clap. A lot of people will clap. Clapping doesn't always like I don't resonate with clapping as much. I think I'm not at a show, I'm not clapping. But I like the bell. So I have a high frequency bell that I use and I walk around and then my prayer is this is dedicated for healing and transformation.
Oh,
So
I
along
like
with
that.
it, you use your intention to help to shift the vibration of a space as well.
Yeah. I do that with when I'm especially preparing for retreats here with the horses. And
Hmm.
I don't like to use the smoke.
Yeah,
So what I
right.
will do is they actually, when you can go to different holistic shops, and they've actually made it into a spray,
Oh
and
yeah, I've done that.
you can spray
Yes,
that around, and that really does make a
yeah.
difference. And I do it before, and then I do it again after.
You just reminded me. So I'm going to show you sacred frankincense.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
Palo Santo. So in the past, I have made sprays with this and sprayed a room, especially if I have a client that's been sensitive or allergic to whatever. These are
Mm-hmm.
organic oils, and I've been using these for over 30 years. So that's another way that you can and shift and change, or you can diffuse an oil in a room.
Yeah.
So when you're diffusing, it changes the energy. But animals themselves are so clearing. They are there as teachers or
They are.
healers, and they're amazing. So.
Yeah, I was thinking that you sounded rather horse-like yourself.
Yeah, right. I don't have a horse, but there was a horse that lived down the street from me, and whenever I walked by, it would come up and let me like pet his little face. He was a beautiful
Uh-huh.
big white horse, and it was just a sweet, sweet thing. But yeah, I'm not a horse person per se. Although I did learn how to ride a horse when I was in my 30s, just because I wanted to learn something new that year. And
Yeah.
yeah, that was an interesting, an interesting moment.
Yeah. Well, it's just the qualities of your nature that is horse-like. So
Oh,
that's
is
a
it?
compliment. Yes, that's a compliment.
Okay. That's okay. So explain that. So I don't know what I don't know.
Well, when you were first describing, how you even began to follow your path, I mean,
Mm,
you're very intuitive, and you could read the energies of others. Horses do
yeah.
this all the time.
Yeah, I know you had said that's so cool. And I do like
Yeah.
apples.
Do you like carrots too?
I do like carrots too.
Yay.
Oh, you're
Oh,
funny.
that's so interesting.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
Rosemary, you mentioned that you had a lot of resources on your website,
I
and that
do.
you also offer classes and workshops and
Yeah,
one-on-one sessions.
I
Um,
do.
if someone wants to work with you, what could they expect?
Um, I always say come with an open mind. And have no expectation other than hopefully you'll take away something you could either use immediately or it'll give you a new frame of thought or a new mindset. So that's what I would do. The angel readings I do are very unique too. So I do a channeled reading. So I hear someone's voice. They ask me maybe 3 or 4 questions. I ask them just like, are you married? What your spouse's first name is, your kids, etc. And then I channel. And before I meet with a client, I might have maybe 7 or 8 channeled pages. And I read Akashic records. I might find past life blocks or gifts. And then I meet with them on Zoom for about 45 minutes. We go over the reading and I send it. That has been really amazing because people find out a lot of things in their soul journey that they didn't know. And it also explains a lot of strange connections we have with people in our life and why they're there. And
Mm.
that's been really transformational for a lot of my clients. And a lot of them have, gone ahead with it and really used the information. So, yeah, that's another way that I reach people.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you describing how you do that, because I was curious whether you worked with people on Zoom or not because of if you're doing the work. So you're doing a lot of the channeling away from any kind of technology, but then you come together
Absolutely.
to be able to share that with them.
Yes,
Huh.
yes. So
It
what
is
I do,
distance
it,
healing. Hmm.
it may take me about 2 weeks, Gloria. So sometimes I say if you're signing up for like that kind of reading, it does
Hmm.
take me a while because every morning I get up, I say a prayer for the person, and I ask for information from their angel to come in for their highest good. And
Mm.
if I start thinking or I have any kind of thought from my own brain, I stop because I don't want to get in the process. I have to completely allow the information to flow in for that person. And so
Hmm.
then, that's why it takes a while because as soon as I think, I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm out of it. Nope, gotta stop. Gotta go
Yeah.
back into that like allowing state. And
Yeah, I love your integrity and your
yeah,
transparency and sharing the process that are the gifts and talents that you've received. So that's
yeah.
beautiful.
Yeah, thank you so much. I think it's just, we all have them. We all have different gifts. We all come here to be able to use them to help people. And I really believe when you're in service, that is the highest calling. When you're in service to other people and when you can show them you care, that's a very powerful thing because we're all here to learn lessons of love and shifting. And so many people get stuck. And it's frustrating sometimes because many times those people might be in our close circle and you're like, what do I do? But it's just really allowing people their own journey to learn.
Mm.
That makes the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, for some of the listeners that are here with us today
Mhm.
or listening later who feel drawn to explore and work with you, what's the best way that they could connect with you and
I
begin?
would I would send me an email at info@rosemaryd.com. They can explore my website. And I think that would probably be the start of it. I also have lots of books. I want to tell you that I write for kids and adults, but I do have many books on Amazon. I have 11 of them published, and 3 of them are for spiritual shifting, and 2 are workbooks out of those 3.
Oh,
So those I have Inspired by Angels, a book from the heart, Wisdom, Sages, and Angels. Those are workbooks. And then my first one is about Reiki, angels, connections, and my path, and that's called Divine Messengers. And those are all on Amazon. Or if you can't find them, go to my website and look for books, and you'll see all my books that are there. But that's another good thing. And then I encourage people, if they're reading something and they're like, well, I don't understand this. What the heck are you talking about? I said, send me an email and then we'll do a quick like question answer or meetup or something.
Nice.
Yeah.
oh,
So
great.
what,
Yeah.
just maybe even taking a moment just to pause and gather your energies together. And what would you like to leave our listeners with today?
Okay. So if you don't mind, I would love to do a very quick little meditation, like a 2 minute. Is that okay?
That would be beautiful. Yeah.
Okay. So I want all the listeners to just take a deep breath in,
Mm,
out. And I would like you to imagine your body as a beautiful, strong tree.
mm,
From the bottom of your feet, send very heavy roots to the bottom of your feet down to the center of the earth to anchor your body. Surround your body with a brilliant light of God, or what do you call your higher self, your higher being. Allow the sunshine to fill this bubble that is your energy field. You might even see sparkles in it, beautiful sparkles, or silver light or golden light in this energetic bubble that you have. And what you can do is put your hands on your heart and imagine a moment in time when you feel loved and safe. And allow this beautiful energy to fill the sacred bubble that you're in. And ask your angels and God or your higher creator, your higher self, to please allow you to be open to any shifts or changes or energies or information that comes your way that can help you. And your last thing is you can set yourself an intention to be a blessing and light to anyone who comes into your energy field, into your space, or into your life.
Mm.
mm.
And then with that, you can open your eyes.
Sure. Wow, beautiful.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
That was so beautiful. Oh,
Thanks.
so yeah. So Rosemary, thank you so much for bringing your light and wisdom into this
Beautiful.
conversation.
Thank you so much, ladies, for inviting me here. And I do hope that people will reach out. And I'm so excited that you invited me here today. So let's spread that light.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah, it's been such a gift to hear how
Thank
you walk
you.
with spirit and invite others to do the same.
Thank you.
yes. And for our listeners, we hope today's episode opened new pathways for your own healing and for your own spiritual connection.
Thank you.
Coming up next on the Healing You Method podcast, we'll be exploring the language of the nervous system, attunement, boundaries, and repair.
Yeah, we'll look at how your nervous system communicates with others, often without words. And we'll unpack how attunement builds safety and how boundaries are sensed and how repair creates true resilience.
Mhm.
Until then, honor your insights and celebrate your becoming.
And remember, wisdom lives in the body.